this without the objects.
Take the extra details given in these files and make, you know, a really good transfer.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No.
Just stick with that one, I think.
Yeah. MI5, just saying MI5 has a certain allure, perhaps a feeling of James Bond, but actually MI5 is a serious organisation with a serious purpose to protect British citizens from home threats. And our exhibition will show how MI5 has carried out that duty from its inception to modern times in a whole array of fascinating documents. Kim Philby was one of the most notorious of the Cambridge spy ring. He had worked for MI6 since around, I think it's 1940, and he had passed so many secrets over to the Soviet Union, who was known as Otto, who was really, we know it was Arnold Deutsch. Included in this release is the confession file for Kim Philby. Now, he handed over a confession statement to an officer of the Secret Intelligence Service, and it is an incomplete statement, but he does talk about when he's first recruited by somebody known as Otto, who is really Arnold Deutsch. In 1934, he's recruited for the Soviet Union. Britain was covered in snow at home. The Beatles were. I said to Peach that I found his statement very interesting and that personally I believed it insofar as it went. This ogre of a man who kind of came along into certain of the meetings. It is a momentous encounter, and it shows Philby's, how can I put it, Philby's sheer sort of front, really, you know, that he's able to be so brazen in what he says. I mean, he says he will tell the whole truth, but within the dictates of his conscience.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Thank you. One of the most amazing stories concerning the Cambridge spies is that of Anthony Blunt, who worked for MI5 during the Second World War and passed many, many secrets over to the Russians. And then in 1945, he became a surveyor of the King's pictures. And this means that he was like the monarch's art advisor. And then he became surveyor of the Queen's pictures when Queen Elizabeth became the Queen in 1952. The same release, and yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. Okay.
I think if you want to go now, we're
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
You all right? You may not, if there's time. We now have, for the first time, documentary evidence to show that the Queen was indeed told about the Blunt case. And this comes in, again, in one of the files where it said that the Queen's private secretary had spoken to her, told her about the Blunt case. This is in 1973. And the file shows that the Queen reacted calmly and without surprise. She said that she'd had some inkling of it. When you see the details that are revealed in the files, they are so fascinating. You know, it really is like, I don't know, they do give you major insights and fresh perspectives on these notorious characters.